Sorry, I'll start CCing you. Text me whatever email you want. Ready? All right, it is 6:33. We'll call the meeting to order. We'll start off with me flipping the desk here. Department reports.
So I have in here, besides our main topic for this evening with the fire department, Ashley had emailed recommendations for ordinances. I've put all those in your packet so you can look over those for the next meeting. And I also reached out to Ingrid on those, and her responses in there as well. We have salt orders are due by March 27th for the next season. I spoke with Phil. It's in my notes there. Still thinking that just want to get the approval to go ahead with a 1 truckload, the minimum. I think if they use up enough of what's there, then there'll be room for that. My deputy is leaving. So I know I had talked about this before when it was just me about changing office hours. So I am going to request this evening if we can change those office hours so I can just balance getting things done with being the only one in here. And the fire department workers' comp bill wasn't sent to me. Hoosier Associates reached out, said that it hadn't been paid and it needs to be paid before the next meeting. So I just wanted to get approval on that of $1,024. And then you guys are going to talk about also that phase 2 funding, which, as you see, Riley is here to answer your questions. Rob is also available on the phone if need be. And then if that funding, if you guys do approve the funding application, just if we can get a meeting together, Commonwealth would like to go in more detail of exactly what is in phase 2. Pickleball contract, Andrea's here for that. And that is all that I have. And I'll read off the.
Yes.
So the town of Oxford did have 3 public hearings for the fire protection territory. And tonight they are going to consider the Oxford Town Ordinance 2026-0323A ordinance for the creation of the Oak Grove Oxford Fire Protection Territory. The following unit, whereas the following units, Oxford Town, Benton County, and Oak Grove Township, Benton County, have determined to create the Oak Grove Oxford Fire Protection Territory. Whereas the following public hearings were to provide information and input from the taxpayers of the township and town involved in the fire territory. Public hearing, February 9th, 7 p.m., Oak Grove Township, Oxford Fire Station. Public hearing 2, February 18th, 7 p.m., Oak Grove Township, Oxford Fire Station. And public hearing number 3 on March 12th at 7 p.m., Oak Grove Township, Oxford Fire Station. Be it ordained by the Town Council of Oxford, Benton County, Indiana, adopted the following in accordance with Indiana Code 36.8/19.6E, adopts the following. The boundaries of the Oak Grove Oxford Fire Protection Territory will include Benton County, Town of Oxford, Oak Grove Township. Oxford Town will be identified as a provider unit as established in Indiana Code 36.8/19.3. Participating units include Oxford Town, Oak Grove Township as established in Indiana Code 36-8-19-2. The Fire Protection Territory will establish a fire territory operating fund from which all expense for operating and maintaining the fire protection services within the fire protection territory, including repairs, fees, salaries, depreciation on all depreciable assets, rents, supplies, contingencies, and all other expenses lawfully incurred with the fire protection territory shall be paid. Indiana Code 36-8-19-8. The territory will adopt a uniform tax rate upon all of the taxable property within the territory for the fire protection services to fund the Fire Protection Territory Operating Fund at 10 cents for all taxable property. In accordance with Indiana Code 36-8-19-6E, adopts the following. The Fire Protection Territory will establish an equipment replacement fund under Indiana Code 36-8-19.8.5 to be used to purchase fire protection equipment, including housing that will be used to serve the entire territory. The Fire Protection Territory will establish the Equipment Replacement Fund at 0.0333 cents for all taxable property in the fire territory. As of December 31st, 2026, any funds in the Township Fire Fund and Cumulative Fire Fund will be transferred to the Territory Equipment Replacement Fund. In addition, Oxford Town authorizes the provider unit, Oxford Town, to establish the funds delineated for the operation of the Oak Grove Oxford Fire Protection Territory. Then we have Oxford Town Ordinance 2026-0323B, ordinance for the establishment of the Fire Protection Territory Operating Fund under Indiana Code 36-8-19-8. Whereas the Town Council of Oxford, Benton County, Indiana has determined that the need now exists for the establishment of a Fire Protection Territory Operating Fund for the following purposes. For all uses as set out in Indiana Code 36-8-19-8, and whereas Oxford Town, Benton County is the provider unit of the Oxford Fire Protection Territory, and Oak Grove Township, Benton County is a participating unit of said Fire Protection Territory. Now therefore be it ordained that Oxford Town, Benton County as a provider unit establishes Fund 8604 Fire Protection Territory Operating Fund. This ordinance contains or incorporates by reference the contents of the agreement to establish the fund. The final ordinance, Oxford Town Ordinance 2026-0323C, ordinance establishing Fire Protection Territory Equipment Replacement Fund under Indiana Code 36-8-19-8.5. Be it ordained by the Oxford Town Council of Benton County, Indiana, that a need now exists for the establishment of a Fire Protection Territory Equipment Replacement Fund for the following purposes. For all uses as set out by Indiana Code 36-8-19-8.5. Be it further ordained that this council will adhere to the provisions of Indiana Code 36-8-19-8.5. The proposed fund will not exceed 0.0333 cents on each $100 of assessed valuation. Said tax rate will be levied beginning with taxes for 2026 payable 2027 and will be a uniform tax rate. Be it further ordained that a certified copy of this ordinance shall be submitted to the Department of Local Government Finance of the State of Indiana as provided by law. The tax rate for this fund is subject to certification by the Department of Local Government Finance. Be it further ordained that the Oxford Town is the provider unit of the Oak Grove Oxford Fire Protection Territory, and Oak Grove Township is a participating unit of said Fire Protection Territory. Oxford Town, as a provider unit, is authorized to establish this fund. This ordinance contains or incorporates by reference the contents of the agreement to establish the fund. Yeah. Okay. So that is.
Thank you. We don't have anything from Aaron. At least I don't. You guys?
No, I don't have anything.
Okay. You guys have anything? Okay. Alright. Business guests, Bill Jones, he's next door. The township is running their meeting currently. Before we move on to new business, do we have any public comment? Anybody? Okay. Moving on to new business. Now moving to new business, we have items A, B, and C, all regarding the fire territory. Does someone want to make a motion to suspend the rules for the first reading passage on all fire territory ordinances?
I'll make a motion to suspend the rules for the first reading.
I'll second it.
We need everybody to vote
Yeah.
yea or nay.
Everybody.
For the record, I vote yea.
I vote yea.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Tina just read all three ordinances, 2026-0323A, 2026-0323B, and 2026-0323C. And that would be duly adopted for the following vote of the members of said Oxford Town Council this 23rd day of March 2026. We've got 4 yeas on that.
Do you guys want to do it for each one? Do it, yeah, official
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess, can I get
motion?
a motion for ordinance 0323A?
I'll make that motion.
Also,
Sydney, can I get it, yeah?
Yeah.
Ordinance 260323B, can I get an A or a nay on that from everybody?
Yeah,
Motion.
Or I'm sorry, can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
And can I get a motion on 0323C?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Moving on to the Discover Oxford recommendations. It's just under the agenda, in the packet. What's that? That we just suspended.
So, rules.
Yeah, the rules. You want to table these for the next meeting and we can,
I didn't know
yeah.
if I just listed on there in case
so
there
we
was
can
something.
review
that-
'em.
Yeah.
We'll table those so we can go over that. Ingrid's response for those is directly underneath those as well. Can I get a motion on the salt order? I know we don't have room at the moment, but
It doesn't get delivered till later anyway, does it?
So I just set it in there saying how much we would possibly need, and then when the season comes, that's when Jordan would say, yep, we need some salt, and put in the order for it, the actual order, but we have to
just
decide.
reserves it.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
I'll make a motion to.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
As Tina mentioned, her clerk, well, her number 2 anyway, is resigning effective the 10th. She's just requesting to change the hours uptown until we're able to get someone else in here, just to be able to work, get some things done on Mondays. The hours she's proposing are Monday closed to the public for a staff work day, Tuesday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., and Friday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Are you gonna post that on the Facebook page?
Yes, I won't just, like, not effective immediately, but get it.
And that, those, I'm assuming that would become effective after the 10th.
Yeah, we can do that after the 10th.
Can I get a motion on that?
I'll make- I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I get a motion to allow the payment for the workers' comp insurance for the fire department?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Going to the old business, phase 2 water project funding options. We kind of talked about it. I guess my 2 cents is we're going to be, if we apply for SRF, ultimately, correct me if I'm wrong, to get some sort of idea as to what they're willing to provide us, we're going to have the rate study. That's just part of the package deal.
Yeah, the idea is you do the rate study and since it's reimbursable to us, you go through with the whole program. Say the course of USDA, you can keep the current rate that was offered, or alternate plan is where you just go in with USDA and set over the grants.
Yeah.
So it's up to the town.
Yep.
Pushing them.
Yeah.
And is SRF part, will we find out, is part of that gonna be like the givable loans or
Yeah, so once they release that, release, they'll tell us against an offer. 50%, 50% loan, 100% loan, it's a really,
But we wouldn't know that until the rate study is complete.
you wouldn't know that until, well, yes, till they send us completes together, they're around July.
And the US, the other one is, it's all loan, correct?
It was,
I think to go for it to see what we do.
I guess my only worries, again, like I spoke at the last meeting about, we're, if we put in for the SRF, right, we're, at the very least, we say, the funding isn't what we thought it was going to be, so we're on the hook for the rate study if we opt out, after the rate study is complete. We won't know what they're offering us until the rate study is complete, so then we're locked in there regardless.
the rate's gonna cost. The paper trail is pretty discussed, $220,000, but I know in the years for us, we don't have to use paper trail. It's still gonna be probably around that figure. It'll be close, but it'll be less realistically. Paper trail is, you know, so the catalyst, they consultant. And we work with others, we work with clients, and they know less, and it's up to the town for the ultimate choose, and we can shop around.
My concern is, I guess we need to think about a worst case scenario. We don't like what SRF provides us funding wise, and we have to go back to a $3.8 million loan, low interest loan, that's just under 3%. I mean, essentially, we're either paying out $20,000 to turn around and walk away and have nothing done, or we're comfortable with worst case scenario, a $3.8 million loan. Is that something we're willing to do right now with rates going up next year? Or do we pump the brakes and opt out SRF and wait till next year or year after, explore other options with grants to potentially piece our project together out of the water treatment plant? I mean, that's my biggest thing.
Well,
Go ahead.
I know we have to do the media for the iron plant stuff. We get a cost on that.
Not yet, we got.
It's expensive.
We haven't got, but I have heard it, just pieces of it, even just getting the temporary portion in place while they're doing that, I've heard would be,
It's expensive.
Yeah.
There's a lot of times with these filters, you know, the replacements. With the current setup, there's no telling what's happened on the interior of that filter, so if they open up and the interior walls, between cells and all rotted and corroded, there's no way they can isolate just a single cell and do one cell at a time. So they usually give us a worst case, if they need to shut everything down and provide a temporary unit. So they'll essentially set up a temporary treatment unit to run the entire time while they're doing the replacement. And for your plan, it's expensive.
yeah.
So we should have to haul it out, have to set it up and do temporary piping, everything. And it's a lot of legwork. We recently did it for Park Hill and they're 100 people in the plant and it was almost $240,000. So it's
Just for that temporary setup.
for the temporary setup and built into the replacement, your plant's 600 people. So
Right.
it's not exactly 6 times, but it's going to be expensive.
And that's probably not gonna wait till next year.
I will say that for Jordan's case, what he can do is the time, for the time period, maybe not kind of replacement, he can increase his backwashing frequency, that'll help. But it's not a permanent solution.
Sure.
Which is expensive.
Buying time.
Yeah, buying time to be replaced.
And I don't recall the specifics on that, but I know Phil had discussed that too with Peerless when they were out there, and they were already saying that the backwash they were at what they could do. So I don't know the increase, and that's,
It's just temporary. It's, once you start increasing it to the frequency that you start tapping into your plant capacity. So you're backwashing so much that you're no longer able to treat as much as you really want to.
and I thought that that's where they were saying that they were already at, so backwashing more wouldn't be,
And that's the way I'm kind of looking at it. I don't know what your thoughts are, but
I understand we've raised rates a lot last couple of years.
We got one more to go.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now, the only thing with the SRF is if you guys do the application, I mean, yeah, you're on the hook for that rate study, but you don't have to. If the rate study comes back and says it's at some level that you guys don't,
Right.
you could just say, no, we're just not gonna do it. Yeah, you'd be out of pocket for
We'd
that
have to
portion.
pay that.
And you're
rate
also
study.
gonna be out of pocket for the rest of phase two that's already, that money that's tied up in phase two that hasn't been paid out yet. But
Yeah.
that's, I do not have those numbers off the top of my head.
21% of
3.8 million.
not 3.
Oh, okay.
Just some of those numbers are tied into this portion. So some of those would be, I'd have to talk about. Portion of those costs are paid out of the land, and the other portion is paid out of USDA.
There's no way we can finance that. That's a year.
So even if we were to look at financing it, we still have to go to IFA. Because anytime, any loan, any money that's moving out of the water right now has to be approved by them because we're already tied into them. So they would have to approve it. And in order to do that, we have to go back to the bond council and to the financial advisors because they work up all that. That they had to do that for the county agreement, and that was $6,000. And that wasn't, we didn't even have to do the parity portion of it. It was just saying, hey, here's what we've got. Okay, yeah, it doesn't look like there's any interest or anything like that. So it was more simple, but
Well, my concern is we have to do something with the building.
Right.
Because if we're at capacity, we right away, I mean, I don't know what other kind of limits are out there besides up here on SRF.
There's some short-term RV loans, but for your size, I may not be enough. And then the 100% loan for the short-term emergency loans. But previous that performance sale, and it was only $250,000, and it has a max component to it. And in our case, it probably would not be enough to cover the full cost. So at that point, probably have to go to the bank and get a loan just to cover the remainder of the cost as well.
and then we're also under that obligation with SRF to stay within a certain percentage of what we spend. And right now we're
Teetering.
Almost happy with SRF right now.
Those are, sound like me,
Yeah.
locked into it. Or else we risk not being able to get anything, and then it kind of just goes up the crap out there anyway.
Yeah.
I need a motion one way or the other.
Anyway, I will say that just our cost for doing, revising the report, we're not doing any additional costs. So it's 100% enough to do it for you. We don't have to worry about any billing for us. So, I know what you guys do feel like when pressure you or whatever. It's we're gonna cover all of it. Don't worry about the application.
It seems to me that we pay the rate study and gamble on the SRF. That
Mhm.
seems reasonable to me. That's my take.
And that's our chance of, maybe getting a forgivable loan.
Can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion that we go with SRF and the rate study.
I get a second.
I'll second
All in favor?
All right.
it.
Moving on to Parks and Trail Committee contract, Ingrid's response is in your packet. I think she's looking at it more from a totality of the project circumstance. Looking at the contract here, it's obvious that it is between the asphalt company and the Benton County or Benton Community Foundation. There's no portion of this that makes the town liable. This is just them requesting us to approve that they link up with this contractor. Obviously, like we talked a little bit before the meeting, there's going to have to be more conversations about what it will look like once the pickleball courts are built and in the control of the town when it comes to maintenance and all of those things. But I mean, looking at this, and you guys can take a look at it, it's just a one-page document. It looks to me as if it's the contract between, again, the Community Foundation and the contractor. So we just need a motion on that to approve their contract with the asphalt contractor. Just to lock in that contract with them.
That you're aware of what is going on.
Yep. And if you have anything else to input on that, feel free as well.
I think,
I know we talked about it in length the last meeting. But
yeah. And the committee did look at 3 bids, Midwest, and then Morphe, and then Spencer Construction, so, and they did their due diligence.
Yeah. You guys have done awesome. I was just saying they've done a great job. All I need is a motion on that.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
And then we were just gonna get someone to sign, probably the board president.
Yep.
Sign.
Do we have any around the table council member concerns? Anything, comment?
No, I just asked him if he could finish the gravel down to the dollar store. I'm seeing lots of golf carts going up and down the road.
Yeah.
So he can
That's
fix
fine.
it. Huh?
Sitting, so they're about now.
Okay.
Perfect.
Did you figure out the dirt and the dirt thing? They're supposed to be there for.
Here's a random question about that. Not really the dirt, but the hydrants leading out of town. I know I mentioned it to Rob at one point, and he mentioned risers, but there's a few of those hydrants that are. I mean, once that dirt settles, it's gonna wash halfway, 3/4 of the way up that hydrant.
It's currently not. But then
Okay. I just want to make sure.
Upgraded it. I have to make it a few times.
Okay.
Once you guys actually back from, you have to have a hydrant.
Yeah. These guys are gonna be digging dirt out to get to the caps. So
Right now, they should still be bags.
Yeah.
They're going through some tests, so they should be online, but before we get to that point, but bring the proper grades.
Okay.
I have a hydrant pull off of. This might be a stupid question. You're gonna have a protection around that thing? Around the hydrants? What do you mean by protection? Like if somebody runs off with a smoke one? How much I can go in the south? Probably won't put that. That's really hydrant. Well, that's just like, it could have been a stupid question, just something my mind was saying. The one thing that I've noticed, just because it's close to that, on this road, I want to put flags. I know those columns just so, hey, they can see them, but they can see them on
All of that, but also when snow flies, you get snow air's going over there, it's nice to have the flags to come in there, so going good.
Well, do you have anything else? Oh, yes, that's what I was gonna say, the meeting. We need to schedule a meeting with Commonwealth after approving the start of the SRF application to go over in depth phase 2. Is there a date and or time that works or does not work for anyone? Do you guys have a specific date that works for you, or
Anytime I work for you, I'll make myself available.
do we want to tack it on to the 6th, can we? Or,
So applications officially due on 31st.
okay, so you're talking, we need to have one before then.
Yes. We need to have something this week,
This week?
if possible.
Maybe Thursday or Friday.
Did we have one on Thursday?
No,
For some reason, I had a
Was it
7
get
o'clock
48
fire
hour notice?
territory.
48-hour notice, yeah.
So we have to,
Or this would be probably Thursday or Friday.
Yeah,
Or-
Thursday.
It'd have to be Friday. I mean,
There's enough
We'll get
papers,
started
yeah.
updating, just so there's less for us to work on, but we want to talk to you guys, make sure everything's in place. So that if we need to make any changes.
either Thursday or Friday. Friday, I'm free anytime after 6:30.
This
And
week,
yeah,
I'm not available on Friday, I'm looking
Thursday?
on Thursday.
well then what time Thursday?
Anytime is good.
Tina, are you available? Austin?
You work shift Thursday,
So whatever time?
anytime works for me after 4.
What time?
Thursday, Friday.
What time?
Whatever
It
time
would
works
be
for you.
7 or after.
Early morning.
7.
After, for 48 hours, we need.
Thursday would be okay, anytime.
Question.
Yeah.
Thursday, Wednesday.
This is Monday.
If
you have things
on
Yeah.
too, like I
can
schedule however
Yeah.
schedule.
Yeah, maybe. I have board at Thursday, anytime after that.
Four.
Board, done.
Four.
Four on Thursday.
All right. That is all we have on the agenda. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for coming.